The second day of testimony has now begun in the trial for the former Sangamon County deputy charged with the murder of a Springfield woman and is set to continue for several more days. Sean Grayson is being tried on 3 counts of first-degree murder and the death of Sonia Massie. Opening statements and the first 4 witnesses were called during yesterday's proceedings. The prosecution is expected to continue making its case over the next couple of days. Right now, there are still 16 witnesses on their witness list that they can call to the stand. During opening statements, both the prosecution and defense laid out their main arguments. Sangamon County State's Attorney John Milhiser laid out why Grayson is charged with 3 counts of murder. Count 1 alleges Grayson intended to kill Massie. Count 2 states he knew his actions would kill her. And count 3 covers doing an act and knowing there's a strong probability of death or great bodily harm. Meanwhile, the defense is arguing while Massie's death is a tragedy, it is not a crime, and jurors cannot convict Grayson if they decide the shooting was lawful. After opening statements, 4 of the prosecution's witnesses took the stand. However, based on the witness list filed by the state's attorney, they could call another 16 people in the remaining days of the trial, most with backgrounds in law enforcement. These include 2 lieutenants from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office and 6 members from the Illinois State Police with various titles. It's not just current members of law enforcement being asked to testify. Other witnesses for the prosecution include several former law enforcement officers, Sangamon County Dispatch, a forensic pathologist, and a member of the ISP Crime Lab. Now, as the trial continues, there are questions about how often law enforcement officers face punishments for their actions. Our Mark Hessman joins us with that report.
With the Sean Grayson trial now underway, it's highlighting the trend of how few law enforcement officers face criminal charges for their actions while on duty. According to the police violence report, 1,270 people were killed by law enforcement in 2024. 96% of those incidents were officer-involved shootings. The other 4% is made up of things like vehicular, physical force, and taser deaths. Now, what makes the Sean Grayson case even more rare is that of these 1,270 deaths, he is one of only 10 officers charged with a crime. That comes out to less than 1% of officers involved in an officer-involved shooting being charged. The data shows Sean Grayson is in rare company as an officer that was actually charged in a death case. But while these numbers show few police officers are charged in officer-involved shootings, even fewer are convicted. According to a study from Bowling Green University, between 2005 and 2019, only 4 total law enforcement officers were convicted of murder. 4 total in 14 years. Now, as the state brings their murder case against Sean Grayson, legal experts we've spoken to say his case could set a precedent for how police interact with the public and how these cases are handled.
Thank you, Mark. And now we're taking a look at our post on X from this morning. Testimony continued again at 9 a.m. 4 witnesses testified yesterday, and today the prosecution called a couple of new witnesses, all of them from the Illinois State Police. And make sure you don't miss any of our trial coverage throughout the week by heading over to our website, newschannel20.com. You can also get live updates on what's happening inside the courtroom by following our X account. Sonia Massie's death has been impacting Sangamon County since she was killed in July of 2024, including the creation of the Massie Commission. Our Emily Jordan's in studio with more.
Around 35 people attended the last community listening session for the Massie Commission Wednesday night, including some of our alderpersons and members of the Massie family. Dr. Kelly Hurst, the managing director, says that although the commission will sunset after its last meeting Monday, she's heard from the community that the work isn't over.
What I heard in the room was we need more. Like, this isn't enough. And also, this room really tonight could not even contain all of the things that we needed to talk about. This is not the ending of it. This is just, we're finishing one portion, and the next portion belongs to the people.
Dr. Hurst says we can expect the commission to vote on its 26 calls to action by Monday. Some of those ideas include adopting a small business corridor on the east side, expanding crisis response teams, 988 aligned civilian crisis teams, campaigns to educate the community about their rights, and more. Dr. Hurst says once Monday's meeting is over, the real work begins. I'm Emily Jordan. Back to you.
Thank you, Emily. The last Massie Commission meeting will be October 27th. Starting at 6 p.m. at the Memorial Health Learning Center. Thank you, Matt. Yesterday, jurors heard testimony in the murder trial of Sean Grayson for the first time. Grayson is the former Sangamon County Sheriff's deputy accused of killing Sonia Massie in her own home after she called for help. Now, right now, you're looking at mugshots of Sean Grayson starting when he was first arrested in July of 2024. Since then, his appearance has changed drastically. We know the former deputy battled cancer before his arrest, and his health has been the subject of some hearings where his lawyer fought for pretrial release. Despite those pleas, he's remained behind bars. Yesterday in court, the most powerful moments were those when the jury was shown body camera footage of Sean Grayson's shooting and killing song in Massie. For some of the audience, it was the first time seeing the unedited version. Our Monique Davis shared extensive notes throughout the day, including the reactions from both the Massie family and the Grayson family. And now we break down the reactions our team noticed during the viewing. With News Channel 20's Spencer Davis. Now please be advised the following footage is disturbing and may not be suitable for everyone.
Throughout the showing of the footage, Sean Grayson glanced up only a few times. Our team says they saw Grayson yawn several times during the viewing, either staring straight ahead or looking at the floor. When the video first began, members of the jury were noticeably attentive, focused on what was being shown. But when the shots were fired by Grayson, multiple members inside the courtroom began to cry. A woman sitting on Sean Grayson's side began to cry, while Sonia Massie's mother, Donna, began to sob, eventually escorted out by Sonia's cousin, Sante, and other members of the family. As the video continues to play, the lone black man on the jury was visibly bothered, lowering his head and closing his eyes. Other jurors continued to look, some taking notes. As the footage continued to play, all jurors started to watch again, and Donna and Sante Massie returned, both visibly distraught. James Wilburn, Massie's father, remained stoic in the courtroom throughout the video. Tissues were passed among the jury as Grayson's own body cam footage began to play.
I'm not even gonna waste my med stuff then.
Grayson leaned forward, staring at the floor. Some of his supporters were also hunched over, not watching the screen. Jurors watched on.
Thank you, Spencer. Donna Massie, Sonia's mother, was visibly upset for at least a half an hour after seeing the video, according to our team in the courtroom. Now, the witnesses who testified on Wednesday, the most impactful testimony came from the other deputy who was on scene when Massie was killed. Deputy Dawson Farley has not been publicly identified until he was called to testify. Farley stated he did not feel threatened by Sonia Massie and said he just wanted to do right by her and her family. He described trying to stop the bleeding after Massie had been shot, and the defense tried to poke holes in his testimony, saying he initially reported feeling threatened, but amended his report after Grayson was arrested. The last witness who testified on Wednesday was now retired Deputy Chief Anthony Mayfield from the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. He testified Grayson violated policies including use of force violation, standard conduct, activation of body-worn camera, and medical response violations. The defense did not cross-examine Mayfield. The commission named in Massie's honor is nearing its end. The Massie Commission held its final listening session on Wednesday night, with their final recommendations expected to be handed over to Sangamon County in just a few days. News Channel 20's Emily Jordan is breaking down the call to action its leaders are urging.
I spoke to Dr. Kelly Hurst, the managing director of the Massie Commission, who says the biggest challenge is what comes next. The Massie Commission is set to vote on its recommendations for Sangamon County come Monday. During the meeting, officials were able to hear from community members about their concerns that the Massie Commission's work isn't enough yet. But Hurst is urging the community to step up to the challenge.
It's just the will of the people. What is the will of the people? What is the will of this community? What is the will of the school district, the county, the city, the nonprofits, the organizations, the businesses? What is that will? And it's getting louder and louder in this room for sure.
Hurst says the biggest question is who is coming in next to further the Massie Commission's work. In response to frustration voiced by the community about who has been present at the commission's meetings, Hurst says leadership doesn't have to come with a title. She says it's who is willing to get their hands dirty. I'm Emily Jordan. Back to you.
Thank you, Emily. The last Massie Commission meeting will be on October 27th, starting at 6 p.m. at the Memorial Health Learning Center. And make sure you don't miss any of our trial coverage throughout the week by heading over to our website, newschannel20.com. You can also get live updates on what's happening inside the courtroom by following our X account.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to watch more videos from Fox, Illinois.